Hey guys, so today's video is part 2 of things I learned my rookie year. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'm going to put a link down in the description and at the end of this video, make sure you check it out. So you've gotten through however many weeks of spring training and it's finally time for your first show. You've been working on it for what seems like forever and you're fit and you're tan and you're ready to go. Plus this uniform's pretty dope, man. Your first show's super exciting, but it can also be kind of scary for some people, so you just have to keep your cool and do what you've been doing in rehearsal. The day of your first show, you're also going to experience a fun thing known as EPL, or Eat, Pack, Load. EPL is usually like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and in that time you need to eat your meal, pack your stuff, and load it. Hence EPL. But anyways, to put it into more detail, the first thing you want to do is eat because the food truck needs to get packed up and leave. Then you're going to go shower with your horn, get that all nice and clean, do your show hair, get in your compressions, and clean your horn up. Then you pack all your stuff up into your bag and load it onto the truck and get going to your first show. Now that's an ideal EPL, but a lot of people have core jobs that happen during EPL. Last year I was on prop crew, which was time consuming, so we would eat really fast and then load up all the props as fast as we can, and then we would have like 20 minutes-ish to do everything else. So when you do EPL, you learn how to be really efficient and get everything done super fast. Also, towards the end of the season, we would have like one person go get food for everyone and bring it back so we could eat while we were loading, and someone else would go get a bunch of people's uniforms. So we had systems to keep things going, and it was good stuff. Once you're on tour, you don't have any permanent location that you're going to be staying at for like more than 2 or 3 days, so the bus becomes your new home. You've got your seat and your window and your neighbors behind and front and to the side of you, and that's your life for the next month. It's pretty great. I loved my seat. It was the homiest thing I had on tour. I could just relax in it, and I had a really good setup with the amount of stuff I had on my window and my like napping space. So I'm probably gonna do another video on bus life at some point, but story for another time. On tour, as well as spring training, you'll definitely have your good days and bad days. Sometimes things are great and you have a great rehearsal, a great EPL, and a great show. And then other days, maybe you're not feeling so good, it's really hot out, you have a really stressful EPL, but you just find ways to push through because the next day will be better. Sometimes it helps to talk to your friends if you're struggling, but you want to be careful about not complaining too much, because if you just complain incessantly, it makes everything way, way worse. Complaining is not going to make you move any faster, and it's going to make everything seem worse because you're focused on the negative. So try not to do that for your sake and for everyone else around you. Now, one fun time is always the South. It's very hot, it's very humid, it's very buggy, there are anthills everywhere, you're constantly moist, and there's not really much you can do to change that. When things get wet, they never really dry out because it's so hot and humid. You can do your best by like trying to have as many clean clothes as you can, but to a point you gotta just accept it. It's way better if you just accept the fact that you're moist. Also, certain areas will have particularly gross water. Most of the time it's usually safe to drink, especially because you're only going to be there for like a day or two, so you kind of just gotta suck it up and drink it. I definitely had water in my jug that was like completely yellow. There was one school where we stayed at where I got out of the shower and I realized I was slimy. I was like, was I drinking that all day? Also, one interesting thing about the South, for some reason, like the lockers in the locker rooms are always locked. Like some places you can go and you can open up the lockers and put your towels and stuff in there, but most of the places we went in the South, they were like locked. So I guess kids like couldn't get into them, which can be problematic because then it's literally just a wall and there's nowhere to hang your wet towels or loofahs or anything. So what I did to get around that, I would bring a 3-inch carabiner into the locker room with me, clip the carabiner into the grid of the lockers, and then flip it so that the clippy side is like sticking out, and then I would hang my towel and loofah on that. Some people will bring their bungee cords in from the bus and like string them across a couple lockers. But for me, a carabiner was just way easier to carry, and I always had them on my rehearsal bag anyway, so. The end of the summer always comes way faster than you ever expected to. After you have your first regional in San Antonio, time just completely flies and then all of a sudden it's gone. At the end of the summer, it's important not to get too caught up in how much time is left. Because if all you're thinking about is, man, we only have 2 weeks left, that's a lot that's distracting you from completely maxing out those last 2 weeks and being the best you can be on finals night. But at the same time, on the flip side, appreciate every second you have. Even if it seems like it sucks, you're gonna miss it at the end of the season. Appreciate the little things in life. I know I said this in part 1, but sunsets are different all over the country. Every single day, you just get new clouds, new colors, everything, and they're beautiful, and that was one of my favorite things. Last year, I kept a tour journal so I could document my entire drum corps season, and I'm so glad that I did. Having a journal to read through once the season's over is a really great thing to help you transition back into the real world. Also, last year I used an app called Leap Second. It was free, and basically you would take a 1-second clip every day, and at the end of the summer you can put together a video montage of your entire season, and it's just such great memories to be able to look back on all that. I actually put that video on YouTube, so I will put that next to me as soon as the end screen comes up in a couple seconds. Also, I think I'm going to be vlogging through a lot of the summer because I just got this little USB thing that plugs into your phone, so I can transfer all my footage onto that and not have to worry about it taking up all the memory on my phone. Thanks for checking out this video. You can click up here to subscribe to my channel. Here's the 1 second a day video that I was talking about. Part 1's up top, and I will put something else cool right here. Thanks for watching.